Hi, and welcome to the Libre Show. I'm Dave Wasson. Today we're going to talk about immigration in Germany. Since the COVID 19 pandemic, and even before that, Germany's been going through a workforce shortage, and that has forced the government to review and adjust its immigration policy, and that's what we're going to talk about. Germany is one of those countries in the world that accepted, dual citizenship only for certain cases, and debates and the campaign have been going on, between the right-wing conservatives like a CDU and SPD for years. Now they decided to bring on the dual citizenship, like the SPD Deputy Parliamentary Party leader Dick Weiser said in an interview. They want to change the status quo. Now Germany is adopting a dual citizenship with a country outside the European Union and Switzerland. And they're doing that to allow foreigners in Germany to apply for citizenship after 5 years rather than eight, as long as they fulfill certain immigration criteria. That was not the case before. There's also a residency rights for quote unquote tolerated people. And this is for people who have been living in Germany for years, have raised children here, and found work in areas where the country needs them, especially in the care sector. So those people have been living in Germany in this limbo for several years, right? Now the government has decided to offer them, for those who've been there for already 5 years, to offer them like an opportunity residency status. So this is going to be a 1 year opportunity residency that they can use to fulfill the necessary criteria to apply for permanent residency at the end of the day. Alongside these key changes, the government is also working on giving access to integration and vocational language courses, right at their arrival in Germany, regardless of their prospects of staying in a country, So, because the government thinks that these will promote participation and social cohesion. As some are entering the country easily, many others are being deported in the same way. And this is particularly true for criminals and those considered to be dangerous. Their deportation and detention pending deportation would be made easier. The German government is also making easier family reunification for skilled workers. They are making it easier for them to bring their families along, while coming into the country, and without having to provide proof of language skills before entering the country. And again, with immigration of skilled workers, you know that Germany needs as many as 400,000 workers from non-European countries per year to come and work in Germany. That's what they need. Okay, but although a skilled labor immigration law has been in place since 2000, that influx, has been limited, and it even shrank further during the pandemic, COVID-19. So the number was in 2019. The number was 39,000 people from non-European Union countries that came to work in Germany. But in 2020, that figure dropped to almost 29,000 people. So a EU, European Union blue card for academics was introduced 10 years ago in Germany, and it is for highly qualified specialists, you know, and it gave those people from abroad the right to come, to Germany without being prior checked to see whether German or EU citizens were already available for the same job, and they don't even check the language skills. So with that said, there was a minimum income of 56,400 that was asked per year to rule out, right? But the government is thinking of lowering the minimum salaries now, bringing down, including medicine, IT, and engineer, bring that all down. And these lower minimum salaries would also apply to those starting out in their careers. There is also an opportunity card, and this card is based on a point system and will allow people to enter Germany to look for a job or a training position. And the criteria for allocation include qualifications, age, language skill, and work experience. So, for example, before someone can sign an employment contract, they have to present evidence that they don't have to show in other countries, for example. Now, when it comes to skilled workers with vocational training, the government also plans to extend the benefits of the blue card to non academic professions, like from cooks and construction experts to energy technicians and truck drivers. So, in the future, these skilled workers could be allowed to pursue a qualified occupation in another area, meaning a mechanic could also work in the logistic industry, for example. And of course, you cannot, do a reform like that without soliciting students and trainees because a country needs young people to grow up in their system, to get used to their system, and then develop the country. So Germany also wants more people to come from abroad to study or train for a profession and then work here with the skills they learn. Okay. So, and then they will eliminate the priority check for apprenticeships, and students will be allowed to work alongside their studies. Students from non European countries with sufficient German language skills are to be able to do internships of up to 6 weeks without the approval of the Federal Employment Agency. The Western Balkans regulation applies to countries like Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, North Macedonia, Montenegro, and Serbia. Their citizen can work in Germany if they have a job offer from a German employer. Okay, but before that, a priority check is carried out to determine whether there is a German or a European Union worker that is also available for the same position. There's also foreign qualifications and work experience where the government is planning or wants to make it that process very easier than before. For instance, by allowing documents to be submitted in English or other languages rather than requiring a certified translation. But the government is even going further in allowing immigration for some profession even without German recognition of their degree. The prerequisite for that one would be at least 2 years of work experience and a degree that is recognized in their country of origin. And after that, the employer will be responsible for checking language skills. For this category, the minimum salary threshold it's also to be lowered for IT specialists